All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Ohio State defense. Just discussing a little bit of things. We're going to be talking about the safeties and stuff like that. So I just came across an article about 30 minutes ago. It's by David Wheeler at SB Nation, and he was talking about how the Ohio State defense, what should we expect? And he was saying that we shouldn't really expect a lot. The defense is like there's some question marks, obviously, and he was talking about how the linebackers and the defensive ends and defensive line, there's question marks, which I obviously agree with that. It was talking about just getting into how bad the defense was, and how bad, and that we shouldn't really expect a lot with Jim Knowles' defense. Expect the players to instantly start making an impact. And I definitely do agree with some of the stuff he said, but I also disagree with a few things. He said that we shouldn't really expect a huge improvement, which I can agree, and I can also disagree to that extent. I always refer back to the 2019 defense, right? In 2018, we were a terrible defense. We were like number 68th in the country, giving up 404 yards a game. Uh, it was really bad. And then in 2019, we gave up 260 yards a game, and we were the number one defense in the country. So I definitely think, I definitely think that it can definitely be improved. You know, I think simply with the coaching change, we can definitely be a top defense. Uh, Especially in 2018. What we had Greg Schiano. It was a terrible defense. We brought in Jeff Halfley, became the number one defense in the country. Now, obviously, we had one of the three best defensive players in the country with Jeff Okuda, Chase Young, one of the greatest pass rushing defensive ends of all time, and Damon Arnett. So we had three first round picks. So I can't always, so I can't, we can't really equate that. And we don't know what JT, Tuamola, and Jackson are going to be. I don't think they're going to be like I don't think they're going to be Chase Young level, but I think they're going to be definitely some great players. I think you saw that potential in the spring game. I understand it's a spring game, so it's not really, you can't really take all that, you take that with a grain of salt. And so, and again, he was also talking about the linebackers, how we're a little bit thin, and the cornerbacks were a little bit thin, which I agree. We only have two. We have I think we have three pretty good corners. I believe in obviously I believe in Cam Brown. I just made a video about that, about the corners. I believe in Denzel Burke, another stud. Jordan Hancock, I think, is going to be another stud. So I think we're going to be good with that. But the cornerbacks are a question. Linebackers, again, he was talking about how we have two good linebackers with Steel Chambers and Tommy Eichenberg, and then of course we may have a potential young stud and C.J. Hicks. But I was just talking. He was talking about how we're not going to be as great at we're not going to have superstar linebackers. And and here's the thing, I don't think you need superstar linebackers. Again, in the 2019 defense, we didn't have superstar linebackers. Our linebackers are Pete Warner. Uh, who else? So looking at my notes right here, Malik Harrison, Baron Browning. These weren't superstar. These weren't really superstar linebackers. They were really really good linebackers. They did what they needed to do, but I don't think they were superstar. I didn't think they were superstar linebackers. You don't need that. You don't really need that. Now, of course, we would love to have superstar linebackers, and that would be a great thing. That would instantly make our defense insanely great. But we didn't have like superstar linebackers, but they did well. They played great in games. Especially Malik Harrison had a lot of great games. But again, he wasn't a superstar linebacker. Neither was Pete Warner. Neither was Baron Browning. None of those guys were superstar linebackers. I know a lot of people, they didn't really like Pete Warner. He was slow, and all that type of stuff. And so I understand that. But again, he was a pretty good linebacker for what he did for us. So again, he was talking again. The corners. Again, I think they're one of the best in the country. He said that they're going to be one of the best in the country. He was talking about how we're gonna have a first round corner in Cam Brown, which I definitely agree. Definitely agree. If he can stay healthy, again, his problem isn't is his health. He struggles with his health a lot. But again, no one really talks about Cameron Brown. He's an insane corner. I think he's a lockdown corner. I do definitely think he's going to be a first round talent if he stays healthy. Talked about the safeties again. I think that's probably one of the best units too. I think I think we're deep. Of course, we have some injuries with there with I think it was Cam Martinez. I think that got hurt. Got hurt. It was either Lathan Ransom or Martinez. I think it was Cam Martinez that got hurt in that game. So that's a blow. But I think we're gonna be great right there. We have great players and Josh Proctor, a bubbling player. He didn't really play a lot. Obviously, he got hurt in the in the second game of the season of huge leg injury. Um, but I think he's a playmaking safety. He's a hard hitter. I think he's going to be in that boundary safety role. I think again I think he's a playmaking safety. We saw some of that potential. In the 2019 season he hit that. It was I think it was a Wisconsin player really hard. Had a really nice play on it. He's a great fast. He's willing. He's a willing hitter type of safety. We bring in Tanner McAllister, who knows the defense, who knows he's a very good cover safety, and I think he's going to help. He's was probably going to go to the NFL draft, but forgoed it and stayed and transferred to Ohio State, and I think he's going to be a great cover safety. And obviously they're gonna do everything too. Then we have Ronnie Hickman, who can who's again a willing tackler, led the team in tackles. He's gonna be playing that free safety, and I think he's gonna be good in that role. And then so back to the article. So he was also talking about how the defensive tackles are not gonna be as like good. We don't have any like we might not have any All Americans and some like elite players. We can I can agree with that. We don't know what these players are gonna be. But again, he didn't really talk about the coaching and the coaching not putting the players in the right position. A lot of those players, if you look at those sidelines, they didn't know what the hell what was going on. Again, he didn't really mention all the coaching, how bad the coaching was. What's his name? Kerry Combs being way over his head. Having Matt Barnes taking over. Being a young coordinator who was not ready yet. So again, I think a lot of it was coaching, and a lot of it was inexperience, and it was really bad. But again, if you go back to 2018, it was a really bad defense. We gave up 404 yards a game. In 2022, 2021, we give around 366 yards a game. Again, both terrible. But again, this 2018 defense was worse. And then you go on the scoring defense. In 2021, we gave up 22 points a game. And 2018, we gave up 25 points a game. Now again, circumstances are different. But if you go and watch that season, we didn't face a lot of like great teams. Like a lot of we gave up a lot of yards to a lot of really bad teams in 2018. That was that was terrible. Like we gave up like what like almost like 500 like almost 600 yards to like Purdue. I forgot about that. Purdue torched us. They torched us. Indiana torched us. Teams like Nebraska, I think they torched us. It was terrible, right? I felt like we had a tougher schedule this season. I guess we gave up. I think we had a tougher schedule, in this year, and of course we gave up a lot of yards to lesser teams too. Of course we did, but I feel like this schedule was a lot harder than in 2018. So again, I think there's going to be major improvement, and again, our defense can improve simply just by making a different change, and we did that. We made a whole staff change. So I definitely think we can be. My nose just fell right there, but I definitely think we can be a great a great defensive team. I think we can definitely make a huge improvement, and that's all I really want to talk about. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, like, subscribe. All right, I'm out.